Welcome to my channel. My name's Jared. This is another Sunday update video. I also post silent build videos on Wednesdays, so check those out as well. Today we're going to talk about the Bushmaster and the Land Cruiser. Okay, first the Bushmaster. So in the last build video, we finally got the four-wheel drive hooked up and working in this truck. You may remember that when I first put the engine in, it had the wrong oil pan. It had the oil pan for a two-wheel drive version. And it took me months to find the correct oil pan for the four-wheel drive version of this truck. But I finally got that oil pan, installed that, put in new front axles, did some new bushings on the front end, got everything working. So that's finally done. So we're pretty much done with the mechanical side of this build. The next thing that has to be done on this one is the interior. And the interior is pretty much all original, but it's in bad shape. I'm going to be replacing the carpet. The headliner is the worst thing. That's completely gone. So that just makes it look awful in here. But beyond the interior, there's also some issues with the windshield. So I have to take the windshield out to put the headliner in. But there's also a lot of rust. So the truck is very rust-free. The entire thing is very rust-free, except for this one area right along here. There's quite a bit of rust along the bottom of the window frame. So while the window's out, I'm going to have to rebuild that lip that holds this seal and then treat that and paint it. The good news is this section back here that's rusted is behind this piece of metal. So once I finish that and paint it, you're barely going to see it, even if the paint doesn't match perfectly. So that's good, but that's going to be a lot of work, a lot of welding to get that fixed. But so anyway, that's pretty much what's going to be coming up on the Bushmaster. Is going to be pulling out the windshield, fixing the rust, and then doing all the interior. And then this one will pretty much be done. And I really like the way that it's coming out. I mean, it looks great. It runs great since rebuilding the engine and the carburetor. Now the four-wheel drive works. So I'm excited about this one. It's getting very close to being done. But so that's it for the Bushmaster. Oh, real quick while we're out here, I will mention the Model T. In my last update video, I had the Model T in this section. And I was explaining that one of the head bolts was stripped out, and I was going to try to fix that without taking the head off with the helicoil. And it did work. That worked fine. I was able to drill it out, tap it, and then put in the helicoil without taking the head off. I was very careful to make lots of measurements to make sure that I got the helicoil set far enough down in so that it went through the head and it was only into the block. But it worked out fine, so I think that's fixed. So anyway, that's it for out here. Let's talk about the Land Cruiser. So, a video will be coming out next week for the Land Cruiser, and I'm making good progress. You can see here, I've got the new rocker panel on, and you can check out that build video when it comes out to see how bad this was and how much stuff I had to replace. So now I'm going to be moving on. There's still some rust back here. I need to cut this section out and fix this. And then I also need to patch that hole, and I still need to replace this inner fender well. So I'm going to try to get all of this done over the next few days, and that'll all be included hopefully in that Wednesday build video. So that'll finish up pretty much this side of the tub. There's also a bunch of other stuff. You know, I'm having to patch little holes in other areas. But so the goal is to finish up this side of the tub in this video, and then I'll turn it around and hopefully finish that side. Now that side I've already done the quarter panel and the fender, the upper fender well, but I still need to remove this little like storage box and repair the rust under it and on it, and then put it back on. And then I also need to do that outer rocker panel on that side as well. And then even when that's done, there's still a lot of little things. There's more places back here to patch. There's some rust. This rail's okay, but I need to patch these holes. But on this rail, there's rust under here, so I'm gonna have to cut this section out and clean that and then re-weld that. So there's still a lot of little things that need to be addressed and welded. And then once that's done, I can move on to the body work and then the paint. So I've mentioned this before. I really want to get this thing painted and get it back on the frame so it takes up less space, because right now the frame takes up a parking space. and the body takes up a parking space. So it's taking up 2 spaces, and I just don't have that much room to store all these things. So I do want to get it painted quickly, but you know, you can't really rush to these things. So it will take a little while. Hopefully the metal work will be done very soon, and then the body work will take however long that takes, but then we'll get it painted. So anyway, making good progress on this. And there will be, I think, a few videos coming out on this soon. So this video will be out Wednesday. Then we'll probably switch to the Bushmaster for the interior video if that's ready, and then come back to this one for the next video. But I am going to keep moving forward on this one as much as I can. So there will be some more Land Cruiser content coming out soon. The 356, I'm in the process of acquiring a lot of the parts that I need. I've got most of the stuff for the brakes, but I'm starting to get a lot of parts for the engine. So I will get back on that soon. But for a little while, we're going to make some progress on the Land Cruiser, and then we'll go back to the 356. Okay, so that's it for this week, guys. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Bye.